Guys, I want to talk about a self-defense case with you. It's kind of odd how things are working out in this one. In today's episode, we're going to take a deep dive into a legal battle out of North Carolina that raises serious questions about justice, self-defense, and courtroom bias. This is a story of Wendy Hicks, a woman convicted of second-degree murder in 2017 in the death of Caleb Adams. But after years of appeals, her case is making headlines again. So I wanted to talk about it. See, back in 2019, Wendy Hicks was sentenced to 15 to 19 years in prison for the shooting death of Caleb Adams. Prosecutors claim that Adams was shot twice in the back as he stood in the doorway of Hicks's bedroom. However, Wendy's defense argued that it was an act of self-defense. Speaking of self-defense, Brownells has all the tools you could possibly need to keep yourself and your family safe. From tools to clothing, Brownells has you covered. Check out their ongoing winter clearance sale, and you can use code GNG10 at checkout to save on most items as well. Brownells, great people over in the coldest of areas of Grinnell, Iowa. Check them out. Thanks to Brownells for supporting the channel. So let's fast forward now in this case to today, or rather Tuesday. And an appellate court has again ruled that Hicks deserves a new trial. This isn't the first time, highlighting major errors in how evidence was used during the original trial. There are rules to how a courtroom operates, and sometimes judges make mistakes, and this seems to be one of those scenarios. Some things to note here: when it comes to criminal cases, it comes down to what you can prove, not what you know or what you believe. It also does not matter what our personal beliefs are, you and I included. It comes down to the finders of fact, the judge and the jury, period. Now, the controversy here centers around text messages and photos taken from Wendy's cell phone, evidence that the jury saw during her trial. These included explicit messages referencing her sex life, acts of violence, and close-up photos of Hicks engaging in sexual activities with Adams. The Court of Appeals judge April Wood said this evidence had no business being shown to the jury the way it was. Instead of focusing on whether Wendy was justified in shooting Adams, the jury was unfairly influenced by their personal feelings about her character. That's a lot coming from a judge. That's a big statement. Judge April Wood said, quote, "The jurors probably would have acquitted the defendant if exhibits did not cause them to reach their decision based on passion, namely a personal revulsion toward the defendant." Guys, I don't know how many of you have spent a lot of time in court. I've been almost 30 years around courts, in courts, as part of cases and witnessing and being in process. And for a judge to say that is huge. Now, this isn't the first time that Wendy's conviction has been called into question. Back in 2022, the same appeals court overturned her conviction, ruling that the trial judge, gave improper instructions about when deadly force could legally be used inside a home. You get to defend yourself when your life is at risk. But in 2023, the North Carolina Supreme Court reversed that decision, stating that the jury could have reasonably found Hicks was the aggressor even if she didn't initiate the confrontation. If you're defending your own life, the aggression side doesn't matter. I mean, now the appellate court is focusing on a new issue, though: how the cell phone evidence shaped the jury's decision. Judge Wood argues that showing explicit text messages and intimate photos served to shock and disgust the jury, distracting them from the core question: was Wendy Hicks acting in self-defense? And this distraction likely shifted the jurors' focus to Wendy's character, particularly her tumultuous relationship with Caleb Adams, which involves simultaneous affairs, drug use, and a history of violence. So what does this mean for Wendy Hicks? Tuesday's ruling at the Court of Appeals vacates her conviction and orders a new trial. But there's still a twist. This case could go back to the North Carolina Supreme Court, which has the power to uphold or overturn the appeals court's decision once again. This case is far from over, but it highlights a critical issue in our legal system: how evidence can sway a jury's emotions and potentially overshadow the facts. Should personal character really play such a big role in determining whether someone acted in self-defense? I think you could be the biggest dirtbag in the world, but if someone's trying to take your life, you still have the right to defend yourself. I will tell you what, this kind of long, drawn-out legal battle is not unheard of, unfortunately. This is also one of the main reasons I switched and made a switch to attorneys on retainer. I know that if I ever have to defend myself, they'll be there to defend me in court. And I strongly recommend you look into the AOR program as well. If you want to, you can use my link down below, and at checkout use code GNG, and you'll receive $50 off your individual sign-up fee or $25 off your family plan sign-up fee. I prefer an actual attorney and an actual law firm on a retainer over an insurance company looking out for their own beliefs over my rights. And that's just me personally. I ask you to at least consider it, because this could happen to you very easily. Now, what do you think about this case? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe, and also hit that bell notification for more deep dives into stories shaping our legal system. If you really like the way I broke down this self-defense case, you let me know, and perhaps we'll do more self-defense cases here on Guns and Gadgets. Until next time, y'all, stay informed and stay safe. Take care.